What is going on? Welcome back to this Hobby of Hours. I am your host, D. Kind of a strange episode today. Getting to not quite review, but examine a watch examination of an IWC piece that I almost bought before my Mark XV. This is the IWC UTC Universal Time Coordinated piece. More or less has a 24-hour time indicator on the dial. It's like a separate rotating thing on the dial. I'll put some footage up over here. And this is my buddy's watch, and he asked me to help him sell it. So here we are trying to move some weight. So today's episode isn't going to be a review per se, because not that I have skin in the game, but I am trying to help my buddy unload this watch. But because this is almost the watch I bought before this one, I thought, why not take some opportunity to spend some quality time and do a watch exam. Now, a watch exam is more or less just going to be presenting the banal facts about the watch, dimensions, specifications, etc. And you're going to see how it wears on my 6.5-inch wrist, which, to be fair, had I known, I don't know why I thought this was going to be stupid thick. It's not terribly thick. It's 13.5, which sounds like a lot, but for some reason doesn't feel like a lot with this particular piece. It is 39 millimeters versus the 38-ish of this. And I don't know, I guess maybe it wouldn't be too terribly redundant, but yeah, I put all that work into that IWC buying guide to more or less help you navigate the waters. I will say this in IWC's defense. The way they number their watches is quite brilliant. Like, they'll have, like, for this is the IW 3251-01. So every model in the lineup, whether it's the platinum version or the bracelet version, has that prefix IW3251, and then the suffix, the dash and 2 digits, the suffix at the end, it tells you whether it's the strap, the bracelet, platinum, etc., different versions. So head over to watchbase.com. Not a sponsored episode, but watchbase.com more or less was my bread and butter when I put together that very detailed buying guide so I could make sense of it all. I eventually landed on this watch, but this is the watch that made me go hunting for an IWC Pilot watch. I love the added value of an extra time zone there. And if you're looking for a GMT style watch, but you don't want the bezel, and the Rolex GMT or Rolex GMT style of watch doesn't appeal to you, this one might be up your alley, worthy of your consideration. Now, if you have a wrist smaller than 6.5, I would pass on this one, only in as much as I can pull it off with my wrist because of the lug to lug. But if you're smaller than 6.5, the challenge is you don't get to see these, right, in the metal, in the flesh, and try them on. But who knows? Maybe if you're in New York or some other place like that traffics in really cool older watches, you might get to try it on. Now, if you are in the market for one of these, write to me. Go to hobbyofhours.com, fill out the form, write to me. I'll connect you with my buddy. I'm not participating financially. He asked me for help moving it on, and I did a bunch of pictures for him, including the time grapher, the Weishi, so that you know what you'd be getting into if you end up doing it. But otherwise, consider this a watch exam, not a watch review. With that all said, let's hit the deck and check it out. What a unique pleasure to be able to get both of these on deck at the same time. On the left here is my personal Mark XV. Oh, there I am. We got quite a bit of reflections today. Apologies, it is winter as I'm doing this. I shall try to deal with that as best as possible. Of course, I've got my flight gloves on for some pilot watches here. But this Mark XV is 38 millimeters across, and it is, after, I'll put a little thing up here, my IWC buyer's guide. After I produced that opus, if you will, this is the watch that I ended up going with. And again, 38 millimeters, 47 lug to lug on the bracelet. But my buddy's IWC, the UTC Universal Time Coordinated TZC, which stands for Time Zone Corrector, was actually the first watch I had considered buying. In fact, discovering this watch is what sent me down that rabbit hole to produce that buying guide. So, somewhat comically, I thought this watch was going to be too big for me. And now that I'm finally getting it on wrist in the metal, it's really not. It's only 39 millimeters in diameter. In fact, let's put some numbers up on the board here. First of all, Universal Time Coordinated itself is more or less a modern version of GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. UTC does not account for any daylight savings throughout the world for it. It's also referred to as Zulu time. TZC at the bottom there is time zone corrector. It's basically a rapid hour hand. This is the ETA 2893-2 movement in here, but you've got that second time zone at 12 o'clock. There are a number of different iterations of this watch. If you go to watchbase.com and type in the prefix IW3251, all of the different variations will have like -01, -02, etc. This happens to be the -01. And again, we're looking at 39 millis across, 47.8 lug to lug, but 13.5 on the height. Not bad at all, and actually wears rather well. I dare say if I would have had a chance to try this on before going for the this other one here, I likely would have bought this one because of how it fits me. We've got 20 millimeters at the strap, 60 meters of water resistance. Of course, we've got sapphire there. Nothing fancy on the case back, just rather basic to be fair. But 42 hours of power reserve from that ETA 2893. IWC likes to rename the movements with their own nomenclature. To what extent they actually embellish the movement, decorate it, I don't know. This is not my watch, so I didn't crack her open to find out. But the reality is it is an ETA, and this particular model come out between 98 and 2005. Very much a Flieger style strap with that bit coming over there. Let me see, IWC clasp, and really rather lovely as a model line. I'm surprised it wears so well on me. In fact, it wears so well. Let's see it on the wrist, D. And bam, 6.5 inch wrist. So the lug to lug wears well, long lead. The most important thing is the height for me. I thought this was going to be too big for me height-wise, but it's not. And that goes to show you, or shows to go you got to try watches on before you make a decision. That let's make some room over here. That little guide that I did is pretty great. I'm not saying I'm great, but I'm saying I'm thorough. All right. It was a very thorough examination and documents a bunch of different stuff. The reality is the IWC Mark XX is the most superior variant they've ever produced. The Mark XVIII is probably one of the best values to what you're getting, but there's these other ones that are in the back catalog. Like the reason I went with this Mark XV is that it had the old style hands, which is a squared off hour hand, and it was about as close to the same size as the Mark XI, Mark XII, a little bit larger, and it had that right combination, so quite a bit thinner. Let's put this one on wrist. Bam. So again, 6.5 inch wrist. So quite a bit thinner, and wears a little more polite. It is going to fit underneath a dress cuff a little bit easier than the UTC down there. But, I don't think I finished my thought. There are a bunch of these different versions, one of which has the UTC complication at the 6 o'clock in the shape of a smiley face. In fact, he insert a picture of that right there. White dial variants, other variants, and bracelet as well. You've made a platypus on this one, if you can believe it. I bet that one's really rather heavy. But looking at how this plays out on wrist, I can wear either, as it turns out. And I dare say, look, this come out in 98 to 2005, so it was not readily available. And I dismissed it solely based on specs, which is okay to do, generally, if, you want to make an intelligent buying decision. You want to kind of have it on wrist, or at least in your hands, or maybe maybe watch a watch video on YouTube of someone who has a wrist size the same or approximately the same as you in order to get a feel for it. Now, I'm certainly very happy with this Mark XV, and I think adding this to my collection would be a little bit redundant. But as I said, I dare say I may have very well have gone with it in the first place. All right, let's take it back to the shop. there you have it, our first watch exam. It's important to disclose things in the YouTube space when you're trying to sell something. But I think it was time well spent, certainly for me personally. I hope maybe you as well. I think getting to see this watch in the IWC catalog on the wrist of a 6.5 inch wrist, which turns out that's a fairly common wrist diameter, will give you a sense and a gauge of whether or not it would fit you if you want to hunt this watch. Doesn't have to be this example, it could be another example. It puts it on the map, puts some pasta up on the wall for you. If you enjoyed this format of me maybe showing a watch that is up for sale, I'm not a watch dealer, but you are going to see me. I need to ventilate the collection. I went hard in the paint post-vid, COVID, and I got away from selling watches on my little eBay store and just keep buying them. So I'm a little bit fat in the middle in more ways than one. So there may be more of that coming along on the ride. But yeah, if I would have tried this on before getting this, I very well I may have ended up getting this one. I don't know, I love the vintaginess of this, and it's a bit more modern. Although that 2018 the Mark 18 tribute to Mark 11, if they would have just stuck with one loom instead of doing part faux loom, part modern loom, I would have been a candidate for that, especially since the Mark 18 bracelet fits it, because it is a Mark 18, it just doesn't come on it. It comes on some kind of strap or something. Anyways, I'm rambling on. But I hope the review on this wonderful, beautiful hobby of ours, you're doing well and that you're blessed. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace. If you'd like to support the channel, head over to hobbyofhours.com. We've got artwork, coffee mugs, hats, t-shirts, and even a watch book. 1001 Watch Designs, Volume 1. Over 1,000 designs in here. Steampunk, super futuristic, kaleidoscope, even super real ones, watches that you could probably put on your wrist today. It's a great way to support the channel. Thanks for coming along on the ride.